In today's video, guys, we're going to be cleaning up the switch panel that is inside my S13. The previous owner used some pieces of metal and some carbon fiber plate to mount all the switches. Although it works, it does not look good and does not meet my standards. So we're going to be cleaning that up today, and we're also going to be relocating the battery switch from the passenger side back over to the middle where all the rest of the switches are. Don't ask me why the battery switch is over there, why it's ran like that, but we're going to fix that in today's video. I went ahead and went to the store this morning. I got a ton of stuff for today's job. I got some wire cover for the battery cable that I'm going to be rerouting. Some more shrink wrap. These were buy whatever you want and get them free. I also got this new battery switch here. Some scissors. I don't know why I got those because I needed them. And also some flat wheels so I can clean up this sheet metal. This is 28 gauge sheet metal that I'm going to be using as the bezel inside to mount all my switches to. I also got some spray paint and some clear coat to finish up all the things that I was painting. And what else did I get? Some double-sided tape. All kinds of goodies. More razor blades and some cutoff wheels so we can shape up this metal how we need to. Other than that, I want to do some wrapping, but I'm not jumping all over it right now as we speak because I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with this door and this fender situation. I really want to wrap the fender, the new fender, off the car and then install it, but I have to figure out what I'm going to do about rolling the fenders. And I kind of, you know, trial and error learning from this side, it would be a lot easier to have the fender off and be able to tuck everything up in here, clean it all behind here so the vinyl stays. So I'm kind of on the fence about that. I could do the door, but I just want to make sure everything's clean and everything's good to go before I jump right into it. Overall, the car looks freaking great. I'm so happy with the way it came out now that I can see it in the daylight. I ought to pull the car over here to the parking lot and sit in the sun so you guys can kind of see and get a better idea of what it looks like. I'm really excited and really happy. Hopefully when we get this glass in, this car is going to look totally different, so much better. Clean up this gauge area, clean up these switches, and we will be golden. We just need to figure out what to do with the fuel cell. That is like the biggest thing on the list, and also getting a new harness bar and figuring out how to rework those harnesses so that way they pass tech and they are legal, because the way they sit, that will not pass tech whatsoever. They're simply for show as we speak. I really don't know how this guy passed tech. I think I say that every video, but it just blows my mind how this car was able to get by the way that it sat. So let's get to work, guys. So I've got all those switches taken apart, that whole cluster. I've traced it out with a piece of cardboard. I moved everything over here and I've got the cardboard trace out right here on the sheet metal. I'm gonna cut this guy out and start shaping this thing up how I want it. I originally wanted to drill new holes, set up all the switches and the push to start along with the battery switch all, you know, uniformed and in one, but it might be a little easier to reuse this carbon piece. I don't really want to, but the way that he's got the push to start mounted in here would just make my life a lot easier rather than having to deal with trying to get that thing in and out. So that's up in the air. I'm just gonna get this thing cut first and I'll work one problem at a time. Alright guys, so my idea failed miserably. As you guys can see, this plate is all jacked up and just disgusting. I welded it to those small little bars here that I was using, and they had no issues welding up top, but as soon as I started welding the holes to plug them all, they just started burning through and it just became a disaster. I can weld 28 gauge with that welder, but I think I'm just gonna have to downsize smaller wire. I'm running 0.35 right now and they recommend 0.25, so I might just have to do that and give this another shot. Lesson learned. I have another piece, but look what's here. With the Christmas lights on top too. I wish it was brighter out here so you guys see this thing. It's freaking sick. And there's Michael the Dealy. I have zoom now, bro.
Oh, man. Oh. All the S chassis, and you know, I'm still over here with Big Daddy inked out of Dodge.
At least it looks good over there.
I need a race car.
But yeah, guys, check this SR coupe, Sylvia front end, and with the light bar. I think I filmed him in one of my webisode videos or like the car meet at Autobahn, but now he's here at my house hanging out. It's even cooler. He's working on doing his own little gauge setup, tracing out the bezel to use this, some digital fancy, what did you call it?
It's a tuner view.
Tuner what? Tuner view?
Tuner view.
Tuner view. I'm sure some of my import/tuner guys will know what that is. I'm still learning. Michael came over to check out the car and help me procrastinate on a bunch of work because we've just been sitting here hanging out talking, and I've been looking at this car wishing it was mine, and yeah. So I might just end up doing this tomorrow, guys. I have to go get that wire, and getting a little dark out here for me to do anything, and it'll just be a headache. So check this thing out, this Tuner View digital screen here. Pretty freaking awesome. So basically what he's done here is traced out the old cluster cover, this guy here. He traced it out, applied it to the ABS plastic. That digital screen had a cutout in it already, and those little switches, those buttons, and that will control the analog screen so you can switch his previews. And obviously we haven't mounted it in there yet, he's just showing you guys. But he also bought a really expensive ECU so that he can run this system.
Yeah, a really expensive used one.
He's obviously going to clean that stuff up, paint it, you know, sand it down, clear coat it, blast it, wrap it, whatever he feels like doing to it. Just wanted to show you guys how cool this little mod is. Alright, what's up guys? So after my buddy Dan left, he was messing with that cool Tuner View harness or whatever, what was it called? I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head. Zach came over, decided to hang out a little bit with us. He was helping with Dan on his coupe, and now he's just been hanging out watching me sand everything. We were going to call it a night, but I figured, hey, while we're hanging out, just kind of kicking it and chilling it, I might as well do something. So the rear skirt has been sanded down, and the rear bumper has been sanded down. I'm going to flip it over so you guys can get a better look at it. So there it is. It is all sanded down. I'm probably going to repaint this area just one more time, make sure it's all good and golden. That way it's nice and black around my license plate. Everywhere that I sanded a little too far down, I laid some filler primer on it. Went back over with 320 so it's super silky smooth and ready for some wrap. Zach's going to be awesome enough and come over tomorrow. I think we might go to DRP maybe, possibly. He's going, but I might be going with him just because why not? Something to film, something to do. But he's going to come over tomorrow and he's going to give me a hand with wrapping those because that's going to be a real pain, and then we might knock the door out while he's here. I don't know. See how much time we have and what's going on. But that is that, guys. We will see you tomorrow morning. This morning we're up to something a little bit different. We are going to be hanging out with Zach and his new STI. We're going to head down to DRP and he's going to be looking at an exhaust and checking out something for his car. What's up?
Let's go blow some money.
Hey girl. We've made it to DRP. It's a pretty cool place. Lots of Subarus. And sometimes some Evos. See? I wanted to show you guys that. Convince my girlfriend to slam hers. Not slam, but at least lower it. Or lift it. So the reason I'm filming is because Zach might have just bought this video exhaust.
Spending a little bit more money than we planned on.
So this is DRP, guys. So if you're into Subarus and in Florida, taking care of us.
Start carrying some of this stuff out.
You excited?
Yeah.
Can't say that. Alright, DRP. Until next time, guys. He remembered me, which was nice. So, yeah, I wish we could go install it. Hopefully soon. We are back from DRP and we are going to focus more now on the 240. Got my bumper laid out here on my little work stand. We have two 9-foot pieces of wrap. This is the last 9 foot 6 inches that I have of my roll. Kinda sucks because the remaining bit that I have was supposed to be for my hood and I still have my door and my fender to do. So yeah, that goes to show how much wrap you use learning how to wrap. With that being said, Zach is still here. Obviously he's gonna give me a hand with trying to get this thing wrapped up, and then also the skirt so we can start putting my car together. And then we're gonna use the piece that's supposed to be for my hood for my door, and the fender still needs replacing, and it's just gonna be a little fiasco now because we're gonna have to order some more wrap, I guess.
Have to make it work.
Yeah, I have a ton of spare pieces, but they're not gonna make it over the areas that we want to. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's get to working. bumper's done. I stopped filming halfway through because we just failed miserably, and it's overlapped right here, overlapped right here, it's all overlapped, bunched up in the corners, all over here, overlapped. It's awful. The rear bumper did not come out anywhere near. I don't know. I don't know. I'm so furious. There it is. Alrighty guys, that is a wrap for tonight. It has been a really stressful and frustrating afternoon. After me and Zach went out to DRP this morning, we came back and started to tackle what we needed to do on the bumper and the side skirt, and they just turned out awful. Like, it doesn't meet my standards at all, and of course I ran out of wrap. I don't really know how I ran out of 70 foot, but I did. You guys can see all these stretch marks where it's not sticking. It's just bunched up on itself. It's overlapped. Same with all this stuff. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to try to hide anything. You see it overlapped here, overlapped here. It is just a terrible job. So if you ever see this car in person, you know the back bumper is awful. The rest of the car, I'm super satisfied with. I'm super happy with the way these things came out. But when we were wrapping these bends and these curves and we were stretching it and pulling it over, we were just burning through. Like, I guess that wasn't a very good word for it. We were just going through all of the wrap paper. Like, we would pull it over, start laying it down with a squeegee and putting it on there, and it would just look awful. It would just bunch up, and we'd rip it off and try a new sheet, and next thing you know, we were out of wrapping paper. We were out of vinyl wrap. I have some left for my hood, which what I was going to use to, you know, do this. When I started getting it all set up, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Probably use it for the door and then have to order some for the hood and the fender, because the entire car is just about wrapped. And then you see the door and the fender. And it's nice red, and then yeah. So once I get that all figured out, we'll move forward with that. I have the glass to install. I'm going to be going up to North Carolina for Christmas to see my family. Jennifer wants to see her family, and we're going to go up there, hang out for the week, so I won't be working on the car. So I'm just really frustrated. That bumper really pissed me off, and it just put me in this awful, terrible mood. So hopefully, within the next week or so, we can get things cleaned up. I mean, I guess the next 2 weeks. Get things cleaned up, get those windows in, try to get some more wrap on order. My bumper should be here Friday. I think I've said that like 4 or 5 times. I got the tracking number, and it's 2-day air, so hopefully it will be here. We can kind of test fit it on the front of the car. You guys get to look at it and see it. I'll be happy with finally a front bumper, a nice looking kit on the car, and we'll be so close to done. I gotta rerun my battery cable, hook up that new battery switch, make that new bezel to hold all the switches and the push to start, and then we will be almost there. I gotta do some bushings in the rear, subframe bushings. Gotta do all 4 of those, and then we have to figure out how to firewall that fuel cell and figure out what we're doing about the top feed, because I can't have a gravity feed and I can't have the lines on the bottom. They need to be tucked away, so if cones go under my car, they won't rip out the hoses. So that's that, guys. I'm really frustrated. I think I've said that 5 times now, and it's just driving me up the wall. I'm looking at the car and it looks so good. I know the bumper's messed up. Alright, well, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really sorry that it didn't turn out as well as I planned for that rear end. I wanted to show you guys more and film a little more during that, you know, time lapse. I just shut it off because I knew that we were just SOL. Once I get that wrap ordered, we'll continue finishing up the car, and once I get that fender, we'll do the fender. So that is that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. If you're a returning subscriber, you guys know the deal. Hit that like button, and please drop a comment below. Let me know how you're doing, what you think of the video, any suggestions, comments. I really appreciate it. Alright, guys, take it easy.